Yo, welcome back to the channel. Another quick video while I'm driving on my way down to the office for the day. And I want to just speak about integrity. The integrity in boxing. Don't expect for people to have your best interests at heart. And that goes from promoters, managers, trainers, sponsors, gym owners, your so-called sparring partners, whoever it may be. Don't expect integrity in boxing. You have to look out for your own best interests, okay? In this game here that I have been blessed to be in for more than over 40 years, there are only maybe a handful of guys that I can really speak on who truly had integrity and had my best interests at heart when it was all said and done. Don't expect for people to think about your livelihood, to think about your health, to think about your family, your day-to-day. Don't expect for people to really, have your best interests at heart. It is what it is. And it's not a thing for sympathy, or it's not a thing to look at another man to depend on him or her, whoever it may be, But there is a thing where it's called loyalty, where it's called trust, where it's called friendship, brotherhood, or if you're a woman, sisterhood. And when it's all said and done, you will be left out in the cold. If you don't plan for your future, if you don't make the right investments within this boxing game, expect to have a hard life. And it's kind of messed up, man. Even in the professional boxing world, a lot of fighters, spent a lot of time entertaining people, fighting. Of course, you're fighting for your money and everything, but when it's all said and done, it's still an organization. But when you happen to retire or something happened medically where you can't compete anymore, they'll discard you. There is no medical benefits. There is no 401k, no deferred comp. You gotta look basically out for your own health. You gotta look out for your own future. I was in the gym last night and I talked to a couple of my guys, and I told them, man, when you get old, and old just can be a reference as far as when you can't do what you do anymore physically. You can be the age of 30 and be old. You can be the age of 50 and still, be young, still be healthy. But just in general, you can't expect for people to take care of you when you get old, when you can't do the things that you're doing now. When you got all your strength, you got all your health. You can't depend on nobody. And I'm being for real. You should be able to depend on people, man. You should be able to count on those same people that you looked out for, that you helped out, or that you had a heart to help out. But I'm telling you, man, people will shut you down in a minute in this game, man. For real, and don't care nothing about you, no matter what you got going on. And I'm not mad because I respect business, man. I respect business. And just like when you get shut down, or you might so-called get used by a promoter, they're looking out for their best interests. And it sounds crazy, but them using you can be a benefit for you if you know how to use it, if you know how to play it. And one thing I always say, man, when you are in shape, when you stay in shape year round, there are no surprises. When you prepare for moments, doesn't say preparation meets opportunity. Preparation meets opportunity. So when you get called up for that short notice fight, or you might get called on a short notice where a promoter has to save a show, the main event guy might have got hurt, something happened, but the show needs to be saved. If you are in shape, your preparation, it met that opportunity, and you will perform well. You will perform well. So like I say, man, don't allow other people lack of integrity, other people lack of loyalty to distract you from the ultimate purpose, man. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Don't allow anybody else's mindset or what anybody else do to you in this game take you out your mindset to invest in yourself. Because it is what it is, man. You know, you should be saving a certain percent of your money, and then you should have a certain percent of your earnings going towards some type of investment. And I really wish that I had an old head to really teach me these things when, you know, I was, you know, coming up in the game. And not gonna lie, I remember when I was getting promoted, everybody know, you know, in the Philadelphia area on the East Coast period, you know, Russell J. Peltz, look him up, Russell Peltz, a world-class promoter, legendary promoter. I remember when he first signed me, I went down to his office and he really was talking to me about business, about investments, about saving the money, about investing money. You know, it's such a shame that, you know, when I was so young and dumb back then, I really wasn't taking heed. But, you know, a lot of people say promoters use you up, throw you away. But Russell Peltz was one of the guys who sat me down and really tried to talk to me about business, about investing my money, save my money, stay in the gym, because opportunity will come. Now I believe it was in 2010, if I'm not mistaken. You know, he had a fight lined up for me, possibly. I believe Sergey Kovalev was 5-0 at the time. He was 5-0 at the time. Russell Peltz had an opportunity for me to fight Russell Peltz for some good money. He was going to come to Philadelphia, and I was coming in as his opponent, of course. But, you know, like I say, if I was in shape, you know what I mean? If I stayed in shape, that opportunity that was presented to me, I would have been ready for it. But I wasn't in the right mindset. You know, I wasn't in a proper shape to compete on that level at that time. You know what I'm saying? And again, preparation meet opportunity. And I thank God for Russell, because he didn't allow me to take that fight. Now, the heart that I have, I would have took that fight. But all because of the fact that I wasn't in shape, you know what I mean? He didn't allow me to sign that contract. And then he ended up getting me another fight. And, you know, of course, I won that fight. But then, you know, some other stuff happened down the line. And I don't blame nobody. I'm accountable. You know, I fumble bags myself. You know what I mean? That's why I can get on here and speak from experience. You know? But preparation meet opportunity. And Russell Peltz had a lot of integrity. He could have used me up. He could have just threw me out there, took 30%, 40% of my money, maybe signed a contract for something way less than what I was fighting for. You know what I mean? But the integrity, man, his integrity was there, and I really appreciate that, you know? But there's a long story short, man. Invest in yourself, man. Invest in yourself. Save your money, man. Let your money work for you in this boxing game, because at the end of the day, man, if you're a coach, if you're a fighter, active fighter, you know, nobody's coming to save us, man. Nobody's coming to save us. So you got to be prepared. You got to put the work in. And in my personal walk, in my personal faith journey, man, I keep God first, man. My Lord and Savior, man. Real talk, because without God, I'm nothing, man. You know what I mean? So keep the faith. Stay prayed up. Preparation meets opportunity. So don't fumble the opportunities that could be coming towards you, because you're not in shape. You're not prepared. All right? So y'all stay strong. Y'all stay safe, man. You know? It's hard out here in these streets, man. Like, hey, this game don't care about you, man. I'm telling you, they don't care about you. You know, a lot of fighters end up, you know, in a hospital bed for the rest of their life, all because they try to entertain you. And then they're not going to have no WBC organization coming to save you. They're not going to have no IBF organization coming to save you. You know what I mean? And, you know, it's no sympathy, but that's just the raw dog truth. You know? When they're ready to get rid of you, they will get rid of you and won't think nothing about it. And it's funny, because people that's close to you, they will know what's about to happen, but they won't even warn you. So, again, have some integrity within yourself. Preparation meet opportunity, man. And with God, all things are possible, man. To the next video, Team Heat Boxing. And this goes for any area in life. Let it be a regular job. Let it be with your education. Let it be dealing with relationships, family, love relationships. Preparation meet opportunity and integrity. People will not warn you. They will dump you in a heartbeat without you even knowing. They will fire you from your job without you even knowing. But if you got that mindset that you want to be your own man or your own woman, you dig what I'm saying? Hey, all things are possible, man, for those who believe, man. So put the work in. Integrity, man. Have integrity. Have integrity, brothers and sisters. All right? So y'all be good, man. Team Heat Boxing. Peace.